Jake Paul looked more technical. He knocked this guy, and this guy's an experienced fighter. I don't care if it is MMA. He knocked this guy out in less than 2 minutes. Now, Nate Robinson, you want to come out? What, you trying to go? You trying to get knocked out in the first, what, 4 or 5 swings? Peace and blessings, you ugly mofos, and welcome to another episode of Heat Rants. I'm your host, Felix Long Trousers. Man, check this out, man. This is your first time on Heat Rants. I want to let you know I'm just a random guy. Let's talk about random stuff that interests me, and I just feel like I need to inform you guys about it. If that sounds sexy or attractive to you, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as with the post notifications. That way you always be one of the first people to hear the voice of Long Trousers. And at the same time, leave a like, because I'm so damn insecure, and those likes definitely let me know I'm doing a stand-up job. And at the same time, you gotta buy the merch. Mofo. Men offering females orgasms because we're so humble. Link in the description box below. But let's not waste no more time. Let's get into the first story. We gotta talk about Hilary Duff. You guys know Hilary Duff. One of those girls that grew up from Disney, right? You know, Disney breeds these girls that end up somewhat to be adults. Thoughtalinas, not really that they're Thoughtalinas, but they impress, I mean, they show off like they are somewhat of the Thoughtalinas or Thought-agins or Thought-G. I'm not saying Hilary Duff is a thought at all. No. In fact, I had a very big crush on Hilary Duff, man. Back in my day, back in my heyday, right? When I was a lot younger, I used to find those that were Caucasian very, very appealing, right? I just thought Caucasian women were somewhat of a attractive commodity, right? But as I got older, for some reason, I started falling more and more in love with Hispanics. I know you thought you were going to say, I was going to say blacks, but yes, it was Hispanics. But then once I got a little bit to 8th grade, I started finding out that, you know, I love my chocolate black women. You know, I love them a lot. Their bodies, their lips, their just everything, eyes, everything. They're just freaking gorgeous. But I digress. I definitely digress. Got a little bit of a boner there going through that little thought process in my head right now. But moving on, once again, I digress. The reason why I'm talking about Hilary Duff, right? The reason why she's in the news, because apparently she recently had a baby, right? And when she did have the baby, she had her 9-year-old son there to watch the at-home birth. Disgusting. I know what a lot of people are saying, right? You know, birth is a beautiful thing, which it is. It's definitely beautiful. I think we can all agree on that, right? But I'll tell you this, even though I know birth is beautiful, right? I don't think I'd ever want to be there at 9 years old, either actually at any age, to see my mother give birth, right? I don't think so. I don't want to see my mom's vagina. I've never seen my mom's vagina. At least I don't remember ever seeing it. And I want to keep it that way. I feel like 9 years old, you're old enough to remember a lot. I remember a lot of stuff that happened when I was 9 years old. I still remember it now to this day, right? And I'm pretty sure the vision of his mom's vagina, Hilary Duff's vagina, that is probably embedded in his head now at this point, right? And then it's time to, I probably want to talk to the son. I want to talk to him and ask him, like, listen, is she a grower? When I say grower, I mean, like, you know, the hair down there, does she shave it? Is it shaved? Is it paved bald? She got the Stone Cold Steve Austin down there. Like, what are we working with? She got the Hitler? You know what I'm saying? Or does she have the what's the one, the Mr. Wonderful? You know, Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank and everything. See how he's bald, right? You know, he's bald, but he has the horseshoe. The horseshoe, that's right. So does she keep the hair around, you know, around the legs and everything, down to the, you know, to the buttocks area? Does she keep the hair there? But in the middle, you know, where they like to call the landing strip, is that part just bald? To make it easy for if a guy wants to give head, you know, it'll be nice and smooth. But even though she still believes that she enjoys hair down there, right? So she keeps the hairs around the side, because most likely the tongue is not going to reach those areas, right? Because she likes the friction of the hair and likes how the hair is there to, you know, as a twist mechanism, so she can play with it and twist it as a calming mechanism, rather. What the hell are we talking about again? The reason why she did this is because she said she wanted the son to see, you know, childbirth and everything, and wants him to be prepared for when the time is right for him to have his child, so he would be there if he wants to, he wants to have a child in the hospital or at home birth or anything right there. So he'll be there and he's prepared. So it's nothing to be, you know, surprised at, right? And listen, I'll tell you this, I'm pretty sure he'd be more happy to see his wife or girlfriend's vagine when giving birth than seeing. Honestly, you know what? Maybe he's not. Maybe in general, maybe he just. I'm gonna keep it sad with you. I don't think that's a beautiful thing to watch, right? People always say childbirth is beautiful. It is, right? But I don't think the visual of the baby's head coming out of the vagina, I don't think that's really beautiful. And then a lot of women who don't do the exercises right, Usually the hole stretches. And sometimes it stretches all the way down to their butthole, and it makes one big hole. So now they have one huge hole that's going down there. And also, people don't tell you this. Usually when the woman is pushing, they push everything. When I say everything, I mean everything. So you're gonna see doo-doo. And not the solid doo-doo that, that just pushes out and it's solid. We're talking about the soft doo-doo, the diarrhea-like doo-doo that sprays everywhere. So the place stinks. It smells of blood and doo-doo. And I don't know why you would want to put a 9-year-old through that, right? Why would you want him to be prepared? I feel like that'd be more traumatizing, rather. I don't know if I'd be able to look at my mom ever again. I would just keep looking at her like a like a serious shitter, right? Because at that age, right, when you're at that young age, you know, at 9 years old, I almost believed that women didn't take poops, right? I just thought that they just couldn't take poops. They're just so elegant. When they go to the bathroom, they just go to the bathroom to, I don't know, do something, play with unicorns or something like that. But I just didn't think they pooped. So now at 9 years old, you destroyed that from. It's almost like destroying the fact that Santa Claus doesn't exist, right? You know, that's what she did. She took away Santa Claus. She took away the tooth fairy right there by pushing him in there to see her vagina get ripped open by a baby, and also seeing shit circulate through the air. My God. Oh, we gotta talk about Azealia Banks, man. You guys know I've talked about Azealia Banks a few times, right? Yeah, in fact, I've been talking about her for quite some time, which I feel like might be a good thing, right? But here, you know, she has to poke her head in somehow, and once she hits the news, I definitely gotta talk about her, just because most of the time the stuff that she comes out with is usually outlandish, right? And this is no different, right? The reason why I'm talking about her today is because she shot her shot at Kanye West, right? You guys know Kanye West right now is divorcing, well, or getting a divorce from Kim Kardashian. She's the one who initiated the divorce. Like a lot of people know by now, 70% of all divorces are initiated by the women, right? So keep that in mind when you want to get married and stuff. But you know, they're going through the divorce and everything, and right now they're just going through the settlements and everything, making sure everything's going in order. Who's getting custody of the kids? I think they agreed to joint custody and everything, so everything looks like it's going by pretty smooth, right? So Kanye recently just let out a quote saying that, you know, the next person that he decides to be with, right, should be an artist, right? He wants it to be an artist, which is wild to me, right? Because I wouldn't want to trust an artist. I feel like artists, you know, I feel like artists are put in a lot of positions, right? There are a lot of peens around here, right? Producers, photographers, right? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I have certain female artists, not saying all of them, but there's definitely certain female artists that want to push forward their careers, and one thing that they have that is not money is their vagines, and they might use their vagine to elevate themselves. And even if they don't want to use their vagina to elevate themselves, there's some guys that they see of high status, have high power, that they just want to give the vagina to, because they feel like that person might be able to penetrate the vagina with great elegance and excellence. And you know, it just puts it in a hard spot, because, you know, even at the same time, you have to understand, Kim Kardashian, she's already people have already been saying that she may have cheated on this guy Kanye West. And even though Kanye West is considered a high-class man, there's other high-class men also, right? Listen, vaginas are never safe. You have to understand that vaginas are never safe. There's always risk of penetration, always. And I feel like we don't talk about that enough. We sit back and just be like, oh yeah, she'll be good, we're just gonna let her out there to the world. Yes, you can do that, right? Or if she comes back penetrated though. And the thing about the vaginal penetration is usually when it comes back to the spouse or boyfriend, the vaginas never speak. They never tell on themselves. They never say, I was penetrated at this point, right? I left out, I got penetrated, I came back, and I'm coming back to tell you, to let you know that it's not the same vagina that left and came back and everything, right? It's a sad reality for vagines, but I'm here to put a stop to it. Sorry about that. I went out on a little bit of a tangent right there, right? But listen, back to Azealia Banks, right? The reason why I'm talking about her, like I said, she shot her shot at the guy, right? She reposted the quote that he had, right? And everything. And she said that she has a powerful black demon entity inside of her. This is what she said. Her words, not mine. Even though I agree with her. I'm pretty sure that all the seed in there and her ovaries and everything, all the eggs are probably demon spawns just waiting to hatch, waiting to happen, probably, right? But she said that this guy, Kanye West, testicles are free to roam the world, right? And everything. And she said something about all you N-words are going to jail. I was confused. I was confused when she said that. I the whole little 3 sentence that she made right there, it was just all over the place. I was confused. She was right though. She was definitely right. I'm pretty sure Kanye West's testicles are going to be all over the place, right? Hence they're probably going to be penetrating a lot of young ladies, right? A lot of young ladies are going to be penetrated by Kanye West, and rightfully so, right? You've been held down to Kim Kardashian this whole time, right? And as you know, there's a whole lot of young chickadees that are ready and ripe and ready to be penetrated. And listen, a lot of takers are there, right? But they're not Kanye West. Kanye West has the juice and he's able to do that. But now we go back to Azealia Banks, and I'm looking at Azealia Banks. I don't know, why would he leave from Kim Kardashian and then go with you, Azealia Banks? It shocks me to hear that you even had, push that out there, try to put that in the airwaves and everything. Kanye West is probably disgusted. He probably threw up, because I almost threw up just reading the story and everything, right? Because when you look at Azealia Banks, she doesn't really have anything that she brings to the table. Is she ugly? Not necessarily ugly. Not the best looking. Not the best looking. I think we can all agree on that. Not the best looking, but not ugly. You can't call her ugly. Body. No, not there. Wigs, terrible wig choices. And right now, I think she is bald because she shaved her head. She had a Britney Spears moment, just shaved her head bald, right? I don't like this. I don't like it at all. I don't like that certain women like her, right? Granted that she is apparently an artist, think that she can shoot her shot at people of the likes of Kanye West. Very terrible. You see where the metrics are. The chain is some people are overstepping themselves. She's probably, what is she, like a G-list celebrity or something like that, right? Hey, who knows though, man? Apparently she smashed Dave Chappelle, and Dave Chappelle is up there. So she's able to catch Dave Chappelle in a weak moment, and she snitched because I'm pretty sure Dave Chappelle is married and everything, and she decided to snitch. So she's also a snitch, but you shouldn't be surprised on that. But Kanye West, please, if you see this, I understand you're divorcing with Kim Kardashian and everything, but don't go down low like this. Don't go down low like this. The streets is making movements. Is Azealia Banks a part of the streets? Like I said, she's trying to be. I'm not sure they like her resume. I don't know if she has the credentials to get into the streets, but she's definitely trying to be. And by God, we have to stop her. We gotta talk about this guy Jake Paul. You guys know Jake Paul, the big time YouTuber, younger brother of Logan Paul and everything, right? In fact, he recently just came out with some allegations. Well, like, he didn't come out with some allegations. A young lady came out with some allegations that he may have done something very bad to her, right? And I've done a little bit of research on the story and everything, right? I watched her videos, saw the explanation, put my own 2 cents in my head at least, and I decided not to really report on it, right? Because I don't know, my opinion might not be that popular. I decided, let me just chill, let me just keep it to myself. I talked to a few of my siblings, a few of my buddies, and they kind of agreed with what I felt about the situation. But I digress. We're talking about the fight that he had with the boy. I don't know, what was his name? Ben Askren. That's his name. I don't know why I just forgot his name, but yeah, Ben Askren, right? So Jake Paul and Ben Askren had the fight for Thriller and everything, right? This makes Jake Paul going for his third match, right? So now he is 3-0 because he knocked the brakes off of Ben Askren. And I'll be honest with you, the knockout didn't seem too ferocious, right? He definitely hit him with a mean right hook, and then the boy fell on the floor and everything. They counted, he got up, and then the ref looked at him and decided that he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready to go back and fight, you know what I'm saying that he wasn't coherent enough, right? Which is wild though, because we looked at him, it looked like he was ready to fight. It looked like he was ready to get down, get busy and everything, right? And I have to say, Jake Paul, man, he's impressing me. He's definitely impressing me just off the fact that he was able to beat this UFC fighter. Granted, he was a UFC fighter, right? But you still expect him to have the hands, right? And at the same time, Ben Askren, whatever his name is, he didn't really look that fit, right? He looked like he had a little gut right there. It looked like he didn't condition that well before the fight. Probably because it's Jake Paul. He probably just saw Jake Paul has gotten lucky before these last few fights, right? And a lot of people saw this and then they automatically jumped and felt like this fight was rigged, right? That Jake Paul and Askren and Thriller, they all worked together, and probably Snoop Dogg too, right? The reason why I say Snoop Dogg, because I think he bet like $20 million on Jake Paul winning that fight. I don't know what he was smoking, but he got it right though, right? Which is crazy because a lot of people wouldn't expect a UFC fighter, established fighter, to lose to Jake Paul. You know what I'm saying? Just the epitome of a tool bag, right? And it is what it is. I give him congrats and everything, right? And I mean, the fight was entertaining, even though it lasted less than 2 minutes. The fight was definitely entertaining, just off the fact that you had Oscar De La Rosa in the freaking De La Rosa. My bad, Oscar De La Hoya. So you had the Oscar De La Hoya in this, this commentating and everything, right? He just seemed like he was off the goop. He was off of some type of substance, probably a white powdery substance, if you ask me. And it's not because he's Hispanic and I'm automatically assuming that he's using a white substance. It could be any substance, right? He could be drunk, but he was on there just saying whatever the hell, right? And he was talking about, like, he might go back to fighting and everything. And everybody was just like, bro, shut the hell. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? This guy was off the goop, off the dipper, off the sherm, off the heaven, off some great stuff that I need to get a hold of, because that guy was gone, right? And we love it. I want him back. I want him back for the next fight, because that's some quality entertainment, right? Him, Snoop Dogg, all the boys. I need him back for another fight, right? But the reason why I'm talking about the story, right, is more because of this guy Nate Robinson. You guys know Nate Robinson was the last victim of this guy Jake Paul, and it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing for a lot of people, right? Because off the strength, you gotta look at the NBA. It was embarrassing because he said this fight was for the NBA. I don't know. The NBA's ratings started dropping down right after that fight, though. I wonder why. And also, you gotta look at the fact that he's black, right? Granted, he didn't come out and say he's doing it for the black people, but it's kind of one of those things that like he's doing it for the black guys. You feel me? And I'm not sure, man. This was not a good look. Definitely not a good look, right? If a slave master in the past came and saw the future, and that was the first thing they saw in the future, I think slavery might have existed a little bit longer. That's what I feel, at least. But thank God it hasn't come to that, right? And let's be honest, man. Nate Robinson. The crazy thing about it, regardless he's an NBA player or all that, I would have thought that he's gotten to a fight at least once. Just the moment I saw the fist fly like this. This type of fist, I don't know if I can respect those fists, right? Because I'm trying to figure out what you trying to. I don't know. It's like almost like trying to put a hammer down or something like that. I'm not sure, but he ran towards him. It was a very feminine throw, right? It is what it is, right? But the reason why this is a big deal, because he came out and he said that he wanted a rematch with this guy, Jake Paul, right? And I get it, man. Nate Robinson, the memes, everybody making fun of him and all that stuff. He wants to, come back and just say, like, listen, I was able to beat him and stuff. But listen, Jake Paul is getting more and more experience, right? And I just don't have faith in Nate Robinson at this point, right? I feel like he might go in there and get mollywopped, right? It might be even more embarrassing because everybody's talking, hyping him up, telling him like, hey, Nate Robinson lasted longer, right? Nate Robinson lasted like 2 rounds and all that stuff, right? Just gassing Nate Robinson's head up, right? Just gassing his head up, man, just so he can go back in the ring and get his ass whooped. Jake Paul looked more technical. He knocked this guy, and this guy's an experienced fighter. I don't care if it is MMA. He knocked this guy out in less than 2 minutes. Now, Nate Robinson, you want to come out? What, you trying to get knocked out in the first, 4 or 5 swings? Nate Robinson, don't do this. I'm begging you, don't do this, man. You've already been embarrassed enough. Send somebody else to fight. I got Serena Williams. Serena Williams going in there. I have more of a fighting chance, right? And don't sleep on Serena Williams, all right? I see y'all see Serena Williams, all right? So you know, sometimes if a girl tries to fight you or something like that, you just like, oh, chill, like, you try to push her away. You're like, man, I ain't playing with this girl. Like, push her away and everything. Serena Williams, if she try to fight me, I'm squaring up. Ain't no pushing up. Like, I'm squaring up, son. I'm squaring up. And she tried to swing at me. I'm swinging back. I'm defending myself. This is self-defense. Serena Williams is built like an Amazon, son. She looks like she benches children. That's the person. No. I got her maybe taking Jake Paul to at least 7 rounds. I see her taking him to 7 rounds. 7 rounds. And I really don't know who's going to win this. I really don't. But if Serena, you know what? Actually, Nate Robinson needs to work his way up, fight Serena Williams. If he can beat her, then I might think he has a chance with Jake Paul at that point. If he can beat her, right? Oh, actually, no, let's lower it now. If he can beat Lisa Leslie, if he can fight Lisa Leslie and beat Lisa Leslie, right? Convincingly. I'm talking about he has to last at least 6 rounds. If he can't last 6 rounds, or he doesn't knock her out within 6 rounds, at least knock her down, I don't think he's ready to fight Jake Paul. I don't think so. I don't think so at all, man. It's very embarrassing. People, and you guys ain't shit, man. You guys hyping this guy's head up. Oh, well, you lasted longer. No, don't do that. This is the perfect example of instigation. You don't want this guy to get his ass whooped, bro. I don't want to see a guy. Who really wants to see a guy? Actually, I would love to see a lot of guys get his ass whooped. I would love to see Jake Paul get his ass whooped. That would be live. Would it be me that would do it? Probably not. I've seen enough. I've seen enough to know that this guy is a menace, right? Somewhat of a menace, right? I'm not going to take my chances. But, hey, who knows? Maybe with enough training, me and him can get in the ring, and I might be able to, do it out a little bit, right? But Nate Robinson, stay in your lane. Well, that's all the news I got for today, man. If you stayed this long, I appreciate you. I love you, man. Thank you. If you stayed this long, make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as with the post notification. That way you'll be one of the first people to hear the voice. At the same time, leave a like. I'm so damn insecure. Just like Steffi let me know I'm doing a stand-up job, man. And that way YouTube can send my voice out to the masses. And at the same time, you gotta buy the merch. Mofo. Man offering females orgasms. Scripture so humble. Link in the description box below. And that's all I gotta say. Peace and blessings, you ugly mofos. And I'm out.